Nobody in the world can manage time. That sounds very contradicting, am I right? That's a fact. Everyone has got only 24 hours, you and I. Whether it is the ruler of a state or whether it is a homeless person, everyone has got only 24 hours. Hi, my name is Farookh Sensei, and in this episode, I would like to share 10 tips on how to have more time. I didn't say how to manage time, but how to have more time. Let's look number 1. Work in blocks. What does that mean? You block maybe 45 minutes to 50 minutes and you have a target to finish or to complete your task, and make sure that you're completely focused on that particular task and get yourself away from all sort of distractions, whether it is your mobile device, whether it is your notification on your computer, whether it is your friends, whether it is your family. So block time. The best block time is 15 minutes of block time, 10 minutes of rest. Let's go to number 2. Learn how to say no. The most difficult word in any language is to say no. And especially saying no to your close ones. It could be your family members, it could be your friends, your associates, and so forth. It could also be saying no to all distractions, whether it is a distraction in the form of notification, mobile device, it could be social media, and so forth. So learn how to say no. Now let's move on to number 3. Let's look at a slide. Cut down on TV and Netflix. Now, there are people today, I can see that most of the people, they have moved away from TV. Most of them are focusing more on Netflix or on YouTube. If your YouTube is not productive, well, YouTube is very good as a search engine, just like Google. However, if you are getting distracted and you are being skewed into something else, you watch one video, then you go to the next, and you do not know how your time is flying. In that case, you should be able to cut down your watch time. How is it possible? Just use the principle of block time. You would tell yourself, I'm going to use 10 minutes or 20 minutes or maybe half an hour in front of YouTube to find out a solution to the problem that I'm facing, and then go to it. If you regularly watch Netflix, then make sure that you block time for that as well. Let's move on to number 4. Plan your week in advance. Well, planning is important. What you're going to do tomorrow must be planned tonight. So before you go to bed, you must be having your list. What does it mean? What type of list am I talking here about? Is it the to-do list? No, I'm absolutely against the to-do list. It has to be an achievement list. What is that you want to achieve the next day? What is that you want to achieve this week? What is that you want to achieve this month? So make sure that you have a written plan for that particular week, especially if it's a weekend. What is that you want to do during this weekend? So have a plan, a clear written plan. Let's go to number 5. Limit social media time. I did mention that in the previous point. However, let me repeat that once again. If you are someone who goes and watch one video, then you move on to the second and the third, then make sure that you need to have control over that. And that applies even on Facebook. That applies even on WhatsApp. There are people who wake up early in the morning and then they go straight away onto their WhatsApp, checking things which has nothing to do with their growth. So if you are having time, the thing that you need to ask, the 2 questions that you need to ask is this a productive time? Am I getting some benefit out of it? Or is it a waste of time? If it is a productive time and if you're able to invest the time in your own development, then go with it. But if it's not, then it's time for you to limit social media time. Let's move on to number 6. Do not be busy just to be busy. Wow. There are people who are busy from day to night. It's not going to help you. You should not be busy. I'm not a busy person. However, I'm a very productive person. I know exactly what I want for the day because I plan everything a day before and I make sure I get it done. Now, I don't have to do everything. I can ask somebody else to do it for me, or I can get it done automatically. So always keep in mind, you don't have to be busy and you don't have to show other people that you are busy. What you have to do is, do you have a plan? Do you have an achievement list? and make sure that you achieve those lists by the end of the day so that you have a lot of productive time for your own self-development and the development of somebody else within your organization, within your team, or maybe in your family circle itself. Now, let's move on to number 7. Do not do everything. Delegate. Delegation is an art, and everyone as a leader, you as a personal leader, you should know how to delegate. Now, delegation does not mean that dumping your job to somebody else. You should know exactly, that is, what should be done and who can do it for you. Give the delegation to somebody who really loves to do the delegated work. Otherwise, you're going to waste your time because you get it delegated, and after sometimes when it comes to you, you have to do it again. So don't waste your time in redoing the same thing again and again. Rather than that, find the right person who can do your job and get it done every time you give it to him or her. Let's move on to number 8. Unsubscribe from useless emails. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you one thing. I get lots of emails, and that too from good people, good trainers, good coaches every single day. But my question is it going to help me on a daily basis? No, it's going to be a junk in my inbox. Therefore, I need to ask myself, is this email from this particular person or from this particular organization, is that worth, number 1, and is it necessary right now or not? So therefore, the best thing would be to have 2 email addresses. One could be anything that you have subscribed and go directly into that particular email address, and whatever is important for you, you just share that email address. So everything which is important comes to one email, and whichever is not important to you goes to your subsidiary email. And whenever you got time, and if you want to look for any courses or anything like that, then you can go and watch or look through the inbox in your email number 2. Let's move on to number 9. Don't be a perfectionist all the time. Well, do you have to be perfectionist? The answer is absolutely no. You don't have to. Whenever you think that it is excellent, whatever job that you do, you feel that it's excellent, that's the best time. That's the best thing that you have to focus on rather than being perfect. Now, perfection is going to take your time. It's going to kill your time. Just like procrastination will never let you start, being perfect will never let you finish. So therefore, you need to draw a line between procrastination and perfection and make sure that you do it. Now, there are some jobs where you need to be perfect. For example, if you're a doctor, and especially if you are a surgeon, while you're doing the surgery, you must be perfect. If you are a pilot, and if you're landing or taking off or flying, you should be perfect. So there are certain jobs you need to ask yourself, what kind of job are you doing? Does it require perfectionism? If yes, then do it. If not, excellence. That is what you have to focus on. Don't kill your time. Don't waste your time on being perfect. Now let's move on to number 10. Number 10 is find tasks to eliminate or automate the things. Now what does that mean? Do you have a team to work for you? If yes, fine and good. As I mentioned earlier, you can delegate the task to them and they will do it for you. If you don't have a team, ask yourself, is there somebody who you can hire for your task? There are several platforms available today. For example, Fiverr, Freelancer, and so forth. So if you do not have anybody in your team, if you do not have anyone in your payroll, then you can outsource your task or gigs to somebody else. Now, the second one is automation. What do you mean by automation? A system that works automatically. A software that works automatically, where you don't have to do every task by yourself. Automation is the secret to today's success. Hope I was able to add value. If you like this video, then please do not forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.